Today I'm going to compare the Husqvarna TE300 to the FE350 on the technical test hill. I start off riding up the tight test hill on my TE300. The TE300 is probably my bike of choice for this sort of riding. The trail starts on this tight ravine covered in sagebrush. The technical part is making the tight turns at a really slow speed. My 300 has a steering stabilizer, which is kind of an unfair advantage over the 350. It keeps my front tires straight when deflecting off the sagebrush, instead of throwing me around. As I cross this ravine, I'll be getting into some really loose terrain. This is where I need to focus on traction. This is where the 300 really shines. I'm able to lug my engine enough so that my rear tire doesn't spin. As I approach this first switchback corner, I'm going to plant my foot on the inside and lightly lift my front tire around the corner. The 300 handled this quite well with its lightweight and soft power band. As I come around this last corner, I'm lugging my engine again, focusing on traction and not spinning my rear tire. This is the same tight technical trail, now on the 350. The 350 handles this quite well. It has no problem with these tight technical corners. It does have a slight disadvantage not having the steering stabilizer. This bike does have a very linear power band, making it extremely predictable. You can just set the throttle wherever you need it. As I came across the ravine into the loose section, the 350 had no problem getting traction. It didn't lug quite as much as my 300, but as you can see, there was no issues. Coming up to the switchback corner, again I plant my foot on the inside corner, lift the tire just slightly, and make it around. I could tell that the 350 was a little bit heavier, but it was actually quite comparable to the 300. And again, the traction felt great up this last hill. I'm back on the 300 for the flowing technical trail. It starts off at a little faster pace, with a few smaller ravine crossings and a little bit of sand. The goal of this course was to keep it technical, but get to feel the flow of the bike. On the 300, I felt like I had to shift a little more to keep it down in the smooth part of the power band. This is probably the most difficult turn of the whole course. You really had to keep your traction while lifting your front tire around the corner, all while dodging a few rocks. Coming across this side hill, I get into some really loose terrain. This is where the 300 really shines with its light weight. Again, I have to lug the engine to keep the back wheel from spinning and sliding down the hill. As I went through the boulder field on the top of the hill, I got to feel how plush the suspension really was. I'm back on the 350 riding up the flowing technical trail. The 350 seems to have a wider power band. I can rev it a lot higher without getting out of the smooth power. I think I'd actually prefer the 350 on the lower section of this course. Again, I had to dodge rocks to make this turn, and it handled it with ease. As I came across the loose side hill, I could feel the weight of the bike a little more. My rear tire kept wanting to slide down the hill as I crossed these small ravines. The suspension on both these bikes felt really good. I could hardly tell them apart. Overall, I really liked the TE300 in the technical sections. I liked its lightweight feel and how low it would lug to keep traction. I really liked the smooth, wide power band of the FE350. It made it really nice on the flowing sections of the trail.